Call the meeting to order then. With my gavel.
Oh, we forgot the gavel.
Hello, everybody. First thing we'll do is the approval of the May 9th, 23 minutes. Does everyone have a chance to review those? And do you have a motion to approve them as presented? Move to approve.
Second.
Any old business? None that I'm aware of. Okay. The new business for this evening is variance application 23 VAR 002 at 3047 Brookdown Drive. And you want to go over that application?
Sure. The application is for a otherwise compliant shed. Which previously there was another shed on the property, but it's been removed. So this will be the only shed on the property and the only accessory structure on the property. The only variance being requested is that the shed be placed 12 feet from the principal residence as opposed to 20 feet from the principal residence, because it will allow the resident to have easier access across an existing driveway and sidewalk. And the shed's going to be used as a workshop for the homeowner, for the property owner. So,
Okay. Is anyone going to testify either in favor or not of this variance? No. Just in favor. You're here. Okay. Well, please rise and raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth? I do. Okay. You want to state your case, please?
No, it's just mainly my in-laws moved there about, probably a year and a half ago and put a lot of money into the property and improving it since then. Part of that was removing the old shed, but the goal here is to keep it close to our house due to just accessibility and to keep the cost down and having formal concrete and electricity and those kind of things. Primarily just to be used as a workshop. My father-in-law, things like that. So,
And you noted there was a health issue, or a mobility concern? Or
yes,
something?
definitely.
Okay. Okay. All right. Is there anything else? Okay, well,
Keep my other question was, it was gonna be in front. And was that mean there extra than other variants or?
no, it's not.
I'm in misread it.
No, I just want to show you.
It's behind the existing.
Yeah.
Okay. I misunderstood.
Front of the shed is here, in the front of the principal residence.
Okay, that's fine. I just misread.
Yeah, okay.
Approve the variance.
call for a vote.
Yes.
Second first.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, next variance is 23 VAR 003 at 3536 West Henderson Road. You want to go over that one, please?
So the variance request on this one is twofold, actually threefold, but I've condensed it to twofold. There are two existing sheds on the property now, which will be removed, and the new shed will be there, correct?
Correct.
And the proposed shed is larger than 200 square feet, which our code limits. The new shed will be 288 square feet. The other variance is that per code, we have a maximum amount of 576 square feet of accessory structures or uses total. With the proposed pool and patio, the patio itself, square footage does not count on this, both the pool and the shed, the square footage would be 928 square feet as opposed to the max of 576. The third that I incorporated into this is the proposed shed is a lean-to type shed that does not have a peak. Our code only allows a sidewall of a shed to be 8 feet, but 14 feet at the highest point. The way I'm reading this is it's within the 14 feet at the highest point, although it turns out to be a sidewall. Does that make sense? So it doesn't exceed the maximum height for a shed. It exceeds the maximum height for a sidewall, but it's that type of shed. So I incorporated that into this. Is that correct?
That is correct.
So from a sidewall standpoint, or just from a sidewall standpoint?
Yeah.
you need to Give a variance for that.
I am not requiring a variance for that.
Okay.
Yeah,
You're saying it's okay because it's within the 14?
correct.
Okay,
Exactly.
so we're good on that. So is that just, the shed size and then the total was
Correct.
coverage size we're talking about?
Correct.
Two things.
So, and I had calls from a couple of neighbors, only concerned about they want to make sure there is a fence going to be installed. And of course, that's required, and there's an existing fence that will be added on to so that the entire backyard will be secured by a fence.
The plan shows the fence.
Yeah.
Proposed layout of it.
All right, do you folks want to, if you're going to testify or say anything, let me swear you in real quick. Please raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell folks there's nothing but the truth?
Yes, yes, I do.
All right, and let's proceed then. Did I understand there's going to be a shed or two removed or torn down to here?
Yes, we have two existing sheds that were there when we bought the property. I think they've been there for 25 years. In the pictures going back, you can find. And one of them's pretty much rotten and needs to be taken down anyways, but we would just like to have one bigger shed in the pool
Okay,
to get past that you only allow 2 accessory structures.
so
But on the size we already have, I would like more room because with my we have no basement. So my sheds are kind of packed full of stuff already between outdoor gear and stuff from the inside.
And our lot size needs a riding lawnmower, so we need to secure and keep the riding lawnmower safe.
Well, we have 3/4 of an acre, so we have plenty of room
um,
to fit this material in.
I think what we would want to make this contingent upon is a date certain for those other two sheds to be, removed.
Yeah,
Oh, don't you worry, I want to tear them down.
What kind of timeline are you looking at in removing those other two sheds then?
well, as soon as I get approval, I have to find out when the shed builders can build my shed. If they could do it this year, I'd get it done this year. If not, it would be the spring.
So do we want to
So
say?
the question would be, would it be done upon, before completion of the first shed, of this new shed?
It would be done concurrently.
Yeah, it would take the
I
shed.
mean, I would have them, either the sheds would be down while they're building the new shed. I mean, there would be an overlap. I mean, just not much.
There is,
overlap,
there
but
are things stored in those two
Yes.
sheds.
Yes.
Yeah,
But on completion of the new shed, the other two sheds will be gone.
definitely, yes.
Do we want to just leave it like that, or do we want to put a date like June first?
Can we say something like within 3 weeks of completion of the new shed?
Yeah.
Oh, that's plenty. of-
Whatever time you want to give me.
Yeah.
Actually, one's gonna have to come down with where we want to place it. There's already one of the sheds there, so.
Okay, all right. Well, do we have a motion then to grant the two variances as proposed, and then within 3 weeks of completion of the new sheds, the other two will be removed.
Given the size of the lot, I move that the variance be approved, variance request be approved.
Second.
Yes.
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 No, yes.
You guess?
Okay, that brings up variance 23-VAR-004 at 3417 Woodview Place.
Sure, this is a variance request on two parts. One, the addition of a shed will be the third accessory structure as defined, because there exists currently a pool and a hot tub, which was just put in place through a permit that was granted. And the shed would be the third accessory structure. And then the location of the shed, a variance for that to be put within 6 inches of the existing property line, which there exists a 6-foot privacy fence there currently. To move the shed away from the property lines 5 feet, then encroaches on the 20-foot setback from the principal residence. So that can't be. To move the shed further back on the lot is prevented by existing trees and landscape. And so the shed location needs to be where it's been proposed. I have heard from neighbors on both sides that they have no issues with this. They're not gonna see the shed and they have no issues. So neighbors on both sides have called or emailed and said they have no issues with that. So,
Okay. I'll probably just swear you two in.
Can I pass out some
Yeah.
pictures?
we did get it emailed to everybody.
Oh, you
Oh,
can
you
get the
did?
email
Oh,
because we could,
Blake right there.
Very nicely done. Yeah.
we could
So
do
you
a
can see
color
it,
printer and I
pictures,
thought it
all
would be
these
best.
good?
Got one? Yep. Thank you. If you want to walk us through this, that'd be great.
Yeah, we can do it.
It's up to you. Can you do it? All right. So the first one's just a picture of the actual shed that we're gonna put in place. It doesn't go over the height or the size or the square footage for the property. And then the second's just kind of giving you an overview, the neighbors and the location and actually showing, a picture downward as to where we're gonna place a shed and why we need the variance, because it's gonna be right close to the fence line and the property line right here. The next one is the Google look, looking down, Google Earth, when we drew in and put the measurements in there of the actual locations and distances of where it's at, so.
Could I
Yep.
add to that? I want you to note that the reason it can't go on the south side of the property is because if you see that very light faint line, it's about 1/4 of an inch north of the fence. That's the electric lines, the cable lines, etc. And then the challenge that we have is between those lines and our house, our septic laterals run the entire width. Yeah,
From one.
from east to west, the whole length of the yard. So it made sense to put it on the east side of the property.
And the power lines, they're not buried, they're up, and they do sag down, so they're kind of close to them. So. Not that the main power line is really high, but the other ones are. And then the next slide, I should remember these. Is kind of the location that we proposed that you can see from the Google there. And then what we did for the hot tub, we kind of outlined it and with wood and then made the foundation there, but it is all removable if need be. It's not a permanent foundation. Just want to show you what we're gonna be doing, setting that up. And the next one is just kind of a view from what the closest neighbors are, except for the one right next to us, is a friend, and they don't have any issues with the.
That's
one up
his
there.
name. That's his name.
That's his name.
And so he did call in, I think he's concerned that there is no concern there, but the other two properties, the reason why I put this in there is because there's no direct line that they would be able to see or hurt them from having to, look at this. So it is behind the fence and sitting back off a little bit, and a lot of the landscaping hides a lot of that from any of their visibility. So the only person that, if I stand right at that fence from the previous picture and look out, I can actually see Castle, the neighbor across the street. If he's standing in his garage, you can actually see our fence, but he will not be able to see, maybe only the top of the shed at that point. So, which is the next slide. That's standing from across the street, kind of like an angle from where his front door would be, that, if he was looking across the street to try to be able to see it. I tried to print these out in color. I couldn't get them in color. So it's much better in color. And then I kind of walked a little bit closer, just because that's a far view, and was just showing, hey, this is with all the landscaping, that he's the one with the most visibility, be able to even see the shed. So I think the last slide, if you stop at our house and look right between, look straight back at the property line, what you'd be able to see, and you'd just be able to see the road line. That's it. Just wanted you guys to be able to see the full view and where we're placing it, and the criteria that we're trying to work with.
What's the size of your property?
Well, let's see.
It's 152 by 130. And the way our house is built, it's kind of built behind a garage, so the house is basically built in our backyard. So we have more front yard than backyard, and that's also part of our challenge with the backyard and placement of things.
First time we've heard that.
And just, I just wanted to point out that, well, you did, but this is the front of the house, this is the backyard, this is the pool. The hot tub is installed here on the patio around the pool. So it's not a separate structure by itself. It's incorporated into the patio and right next to the pool. So that makes a difference.
Thank you.
Great exhibit. Do we have a motion? Well, individual votes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Nice job, and it's a yes, no.
Thank you.
That doesn't happen very often. All right, are there any other announcements? Reports?
Yeah.
There's another file that will be filed shortly for another variance. It will be heard before the end of the year. There was going to be two more, but one plan changed, and so we have at least one variance to be heard before the end of the year. Application has not been made yet, but just so you know, there will be another variance.
All right. With that, I'll make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Thank you so very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Good luck with your projects.
Yeah.
Yeah, another reason before you did it.